Hey guys and gals, what's up? Today I'll be talking about the sequel to the movie To Die For Part 2, and the soap opera continues. It's To Die For 2, excuse me, To Die For 2, Son of Darkness, let me rephrase that. And the movie is actually a sequel to the first movie, excuse me. And this time you got the vampires and the hillbilly town. And just to fast forward how they came back to life was pretty much when they died in the first movie, one of the nurse ended up putting her blood on the ashes, and there was an explosion. So it's pretty much the vampires came back. You got the lead vampire, you got the second vampire that was following the lead vampire around, and then you got the two females that got killed in the movie. The blonde, who was the roommate of the lady in the first movie, and the roommate and the lady's friend from the job who also died, and she was found in the garbage truck. Remember that scene? Guess what? They come back to life as vampires, and they all reside on the hillbilly town. Now, the lead vampire, the Val Pale guy, he changed his name to hide his identity, and he's a doctor now in this hillbilly town. And meanwhile, you got this woman who lives in the town who has a baby, always crying a lot, you know. And every time she takes the baby to see the doctor, the vampire doctor, the baby comes out normal. Later in the movie, you actually find out that the baby is actually a vampire baby, and it happens to be the vampire from the first movie, who happens to be the vampire in the second movie also, who's now a doctor. That was his son. So that means the woman that he messed with in the first movie, who slept with the I thought her name was Kate, yeah, the real estate agent. I think that was her kid. Also, who comes back in this movie is Kate's ex boyfriend, who comes back in the second movie because he saw in the news about this necklace that was found, similar to what the vampire was wearing, and there was an attack that happened. So he saw in the news and he realized it was the vampire again. They back at it again. So he decided to go to the town and hunt down the vampire and kill him once and for all. Meanwhile, the woman meets up with the doctor, like I say, and as the movie progressed, they have a thing for each other now. He started playing with her, messing with her, let's put it like that, like making out. And as for the second vampire that was following him, I just found out that it's actually his brother. So I guess they just mentioned that in the first movie. I could be wrong, but you find out that they were actually brothers anyway. And of course, he's like wild. He likes to kill. The blonde chick, Cece, she's alive. She likes to kill, but she picks up a man from the town who's happened to be the female lead brother in the movie. She likes the brother and abiding him, making him into a vampire. And you got Judy, who's the real estate agent's friend from the job. She's a vampire too, but she doesn't kill. Like they show you, like she likes to seduce guys in the bar, and she's willing to help the hero of the movie, the guy, the ex-boyfriend from the first movie, to help him out to track down the vampire as it get towards the end. And without spoiling too much, once the lady found out who the baby was, she's willing to protect the baby, like because she took it to the doctor and realized that the vampire doctor wanted the baby to protect the baby for himself. Like, you know what, I gotta protect this kid, and the woman wasn't having it. Like she wants to be with this kid. So you get your battle when the two vampires, of course, the second battle is the second vampire, because the second vampire wants to make the kid a full blown vampire, and they end up battling, of course, just like you see in the first movie. You get some vampire, you get the blonde vampires that betrayed the second vampire, because he killed her boyfriend that she likes in this movie, the heroine's brother. And of course, you got the hero from the first movie who's gonna stop the main vampire, and I said, we should get like the same ending pretty much, like they're gonna die, it's no spoilers, but come on, you know how it is. The vampire effects, I liked it, but you notice in the first movie you have them in creature monster effect form. Well, in the second movie they don't have that. You only get the doctor transform to a werewolf when he was going to kill one of his victims. Besides that, that's only transform you see, but you don't see that monster effect form from the second movie as you see in the first movie. The kill scenes were good. It was simple vampire kill scenes. Love the soundtrack. I love the hillbilly town setting. Good story. It's about the woman who finds out that her adopted son is actually a vampire. So it's pretty much it's based around the baby. That's what they call it, the Son of Darkness. And it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. To Die For 2, Son of Darkness. Check it out. Peace, guys. See you later.